Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in DayZ. We're in experimental. We have some exciting news across the board. That's right. You are seeing the truck is finally in on experimental. Now, let me just do a little quick update because this will pertain to everybody. Experimental is currently on Xbox and PC, although I should note that this truck update is only for the current version that's out on PC right now, experimental. Now, experimental is a test for Live Branch. So when this does stabilize, this will eventually go out to PS4, Xbox, and PC on the Live Branch. So what this means is this is a precursor to us getting it. Now, here, also another correction. So I'm going to go ahead and post the changes for this here. This here was only for PC a few days ago, but now it is for Xbox. Now, Xbox experimental. And again, all of this is just a precursor or a test for it to go to Live Branch later, whenever that is. Probably early November 2020. So, okay, so I know when we first did these changes. Okay, actually, let me go ahead and link these changes now. We did say previously that this was only going to be for PC experimental, but it looks like we got an update on Xbox experimental. So go ahead and link that video now in the upper right hand corner. And just know that when we're talking about those changes, it is specifically for Xbox and PC experimental only. Now, and it'll follow this version. It's 1.10, 1.53, 5.18. Now, let me go ahead and switch to the changes we have today. So the changes on PC experimental are 1.53, 5.24. So you can see there's just a subtle difference, but the difference is this vehicle. The VSS or the V3S, I can't remember what it's called. It's not the VSS, it's like the VS3, V3S. They just call it a truck. I'm not really sure what they're gonna, is it an M something or other? Let me see. M3S. Okay, see, they always change it. So anyways, we're testing this out to see what it's like. We're going to show you a few things here. And yeah, this is going to be crazy. Okay, so before we go into this, back to the Xbox experimental. The loot economy is something we're going to test very heavily over on Xbox experimental 1.10. And again, all of this is coming to PS4, so don't worry. Even this, and just know that if you load up Xbox experimental, you will not see this car as of yet. I don't know. I mean, if they do another update, who knows, right? Because typically when they do the Xbox experimental, they don't do multiple updates. It usually goes on the PC side, and then they try to flip it as quickly as possible to Live Branch. But anyways, loot economy, central loot economy, there is that major change. And so that's something we will be testing live on stream. What is this? The lifetimes of items were lowered across the board. 2 days have become 8 hours. 1 day has become 4 hours. This change may take up to 3 days to be in effect on official experimental servers. Now, again, something we will be testing for. Okay, on Xbox. I know, it's all confusing. Okay, so check this out. This is crazy. This used to be back in the mod days for when this was a mod for Arma. And it's just so cool to see it back. Now, it's changed a little bit from when I've last seen it. We were able to get in the back before, but it looks like it's got a ton of storage. Let me go ahead and show you the vicinity. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? Look at these. Look at these. We could stick containers in here. Wood crates. Barrels full of liquids, whether it's gasoline, water, whatever. There's supposed to be building supply materials that you can put in there. It's not working as of right now, but you can already see these quantities will make for something really good. Now, let me say this is slow, so you probably need protection or you need to have a nice long runway. It goes off-road, but it doesn't do it very well. It's a turtle, but this is definitely for base building and some big looting. So if you're going to go do a raid, this would be a good car to take with you. Let me just go ahead and jump in here and show you what it's all about. And we'll show you some of the stuff that we found already. Let me go ahead and go in. Just like a normal car. I found if you go into second gear, that almost helps you better. She's a little slow. See what I mean? You're not getting out of anywhere real fast. So I could see us using this for raids. You know, you come up on a base and you're trying to unload all the loot. If you have a convoy of other players around you and other vehicles, this could definitely come in handy. You know, because then they could run protection for you. But you can load so much loot inside of this. It's awesome. So this is really going to change things up. Now, if we've got the central loot economy good and the driving is at least somewhat stable, this is going to be a really fun patch for all of us. I can't wait. See, once she gets going, it's not bad, but it's not exactly fast. But if you know, we're carrying a ton of loot, so let's see if we can get it going any faster. 30 kilometers might be its max. Maybe 40. Really don't want to wreck this thing. Now, what's cool about this is, as it stands now in experimental, we've got... Nice, it cleared it. It's got not as many parts or as pieces you have to worry about like the other vehicles. See, this thing's got torque, so you can definitely go into higher gears much faster. Okay, so let me kind of run through some of the stuff that I've discovered. Let me shut this bad boy off. Alright, other than being excessively slow, and it should be, I mean, it's carrying crazy amounts of loot. So what I did find out is, as far as getting this thing started, you really just need a battery and tires. The tires are something else, though. You've got these standard tires in the front, right? Single tires. But look at these, the dual wheels. Yikes. Dual wheels are what? I think they're 100 apiece. I think they're both 100, and then one just weighs more than the other. I'm pretty sure you can drive this without one of the dual wheels in the back. Let's go ahead and find out. So yeah, just battery, gasoline. You don't need a radiator. You don't need liquid as it stands right now. So that's pretty legit. Yep. So she can take some damage. Now, with that in mind, right? So you've got your dual wheels in the back. So you're like, okay, well, what about these front wheels? If they're taken out, yes, you will stop. But what's really cool is, like, one of the other vehicles, I can't remember which one it is. Was it the Olga? No, it was the Ada, where you can stick an extra wheel in there. Well, check this out. For the two front skinny wheels, you've got these slots right here for extra tires. This thing is just loaded. This is a loot machine. It's a loot machine. Look at this. It's great. Okay, so let me show. I think I did put gas in there. Okay, so I'm just going to show you where the articulation points are. And for the battery too, obviously you can do vicinity and then drop it in. This will take a truck battery. Can I get to it? Yes. And then you just go back here and attach it. I wonder if it attaches back here, because I saw another... Okay, so I'm not really sure what that does. Should be able to attach... There we go. Boop. Also, gasoline. Fill up a jerry can or use a water bottle, but this is going to really chug the gas, so you kind of go right up here, right on the nozzle. Not here, because this will be the manipulate. And on Xbox and PS4, it'll be a different button. It'll be the action button, which I think is a X on the Xbox, and it might be square on PlayStation. Don't quote me on that. And right there, you fill it up. Man, this really takes a lot of the jerry can, doesn't it? Ooh, boy. You get an idea where that's at. Now, if there's going to be a radiator and stuff, obviously it's going to be in the front of the engine compartment and all that good stuff. Okay, as far as loot's concerned, I know we don't have loot Tetris like this on console, but we do have slot numbers that we will have to worry about. So that's excellent. But check this out. When you have all these barrels and stuff loaded in, so I wonder if... Oh, this just... Okay, no, you can't take these out. I was going to say. So you can go around collecting barrels, you can make wooden crates, and it's got the addition of the actual storage itself, which is 600 slots. Let me show you right here. The covered part is 600. So it's good for picking up extra tires, it's good for loot, it's good for logs, but you can see here, once you have the different container types sitting inside here, like the wooden crate, the barrels, you've got access to all of these things. So you've got crazy storage, 150 storage on each of these barrels. Like, get out of town. 50 on the wooden crates. Dude, this thing's a loot monster. So if you're trying to build a big base somewhere deep into the map, this is definitely a good choice. If you got a bigger crew, which I'd imagine you would if you need something of this size, having a convoy of other vehicles is, I think, key, and maybe even having a vehicle pull ahead and clear the LZ before you pull in. Because since you can't shoot out of vehicles, this is definitely going to be a thing, right? It's going to be pretty defenseless. Although, if you're going at a decent clip, you should be able to get out of there. Tires are somewhat vulnerable, but really it's the front tires. So if you're trying to shoot at one of these, what is this called again? M3S? they've changed the name so many times. I'm always like, is it a V3S? Is it a truck? What are we talking about? But yeah, so you know, some tactics here and there, and it's definitely something we're going to be playing when this does hit live branch on console, which should most likely be somewhere in early November, is from the looks of things. So you know, stay tuned for that. Also, since November is the new consoles coming through, we do have a Series X coming through, so we will be playing DayZ on the Xbox Series X. And I know the game isn't made for that, but Series X has like backwards compatibility and like a boost, because I mean the current gen or the next gen consoles are so beefy, so it should be interesting. We'll be live streaming that too. We'll also be waiting for the old Rust beta and also be playing that over there too. But yeah, we're super excited to play this. If 1.10 brings in loot economy stability and this card, that's going to be awesome. Like, we're going to have so much fun. So, you know, stay tuned for that. We should be streaming it both experimental right now without the truck, and then hopefully live branch when it does have the truck, and probably a handful of weeks. So if you found this useful, helpful, be sure to drop a like. If you're not subscribed, consider and turning on those notifications. And those of you that are subscribed, I appreciate you. And we should see you guys probably, I don't know when this is going up, but we're most likely going to be streaming this as soon as possible. Not with the truck, because we want to go test the loot economy over on 3.10. But I mean, if you guys really want to see some truck stuff, we can try to load that up over on the PC. Or who knows? I mean, at the rate they're going, if they do another one of these updates on the Xbox, experimental, we can just play it there. Who knows, right? So, yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye! There's some tough wheels. Those are some tough wheels.